what I was trying to do is like make a simulation where there were like these balls called social agents and these balls called antisocial agents. And the social agents wanted to clump together and the antisocial agents wanted to spread apart. I had this simulation and it worked, except when the social agents clumped together, they would clump together in a line, and instead of like in a clump and just in a line. I spent 4 hours probably trying to figure out this code and couldn't do it. Went to my professor, he and I spent an hour on it together, and he couldn't do it. And then he's like, go home, try it again, and come to my office hours tomorrow. So I go home, keep trying. I send him the code. He keeps looking. We couldn't figure it out. I go back to his office hours. We spend another hour on it. And he goes, honestly, I don't know what's wrong with your code. I've compared it to everything to mine, and I don't know what to say. You can turn it in. I won't penalize you for being late because I don't know what's going on. But you can get extra credit if you can figure out what's going on.
The context is you've got a Java program. You've got a bug that you worked 4 hours, couldn't work on it. You went to your CS professor, he couldn't figure it out.
Correct.
Wits end, and now you choose this tool.
And well, because the issue I came across with Python, if I was having issues, I knew there was a problem with one function. And so I could take that one function and put it into Python, but into ChatGPT and have it correct my function. The problem with Java is that, you're compiling classes and then those are all working together. And so I couldn't pinpoint exactly where in my simulation the issue is happening. So I phrased my question. I said, I'm working on an agent-based simulation in Java where there are social and antisocial agents. Social agents move towards each other while antisocial agents move away. My issue is that in my simulation, the social agents clump together in a vertical line. How should I approach this problem? It gave me this pretty long response, and it mentioned that my approach should be to introduce a level of randomness. I already knew I had randomness in there, and there was a function called update state. And my update state function was updating the state of my agents. And that is where a randomness was introduced. And so I figured, all right, if this is saying something about randomness, I should probably check out that function. Yeah. So I scrolled down and my next one, I said, this is my current update state method, which if there are less than 4 agents within its own radius, it changes both the X and Y coordinates by a random value between -10 and 10. And then pasted directly this being my code. Right off the bat, one issue I see with your update state is that you're using get the X coordinate both in the call to get neighbors and when updating the X coordinate. It seems that this is a mistake and you intended to use get Y. Now, if you look back at this code, get neighbors requires an X and a Y position. And I used get X and get X. My 4-hour bug was X instead of a Y. I couldn't figure it out and my professor couldn't figure it out and ChatGPT had it like that.
And you both skimmed it, overlooked it.
Yep, we compared my code to his, like code to code. Now, here's the interesting part. It goes on to suggest other changes and writes me a new version of the function.
Oh, wow.
The kicker is, this is incorrect. I can't use this in the context of my simulation, and it's based off of an old version of Java. It says right here that this is not valid in Java syntax, when in fact, that is exactly how we're supposed to be doing it with the updated Java. So it did recognize my mistake. However, because I was only able to do this correctly because I know how Java works. If someone who is just trying to make Java work did this, they're going to end up running Java on something that's depreciated and it's not going to be syntactically correct. So that's for an interesting application where I use it to help me guide myself towards a solution, but I don't like using the solution it gives me.
Now, is the reason it didn't find it, is that just a timing issue because it stopped training back in 2021 or?
Yep, it's only based on stuff before 2021. New versions of Java aren't going to be incorporated in here.
That's interesting, huh? So how do you think of it going forward? Is it a tool of kind of when I'm stuck? Is it a constant co-pilot?
I've had this conversation with quite a few of my professors because I want to try and highlight the fact that there are ways you can use it in a good way and there are ways that you can use it in a bad way.